Morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you're tuning in from. As usual, so good to see all of your beautiful, happy, smiling faces this fine Saturday, September 2nd, reporting live from the west coast of Canada. Sounds very official. Very official. Excited to chat with all y'all today. Missed you last week. It's not quite the same. Had some family things going on, so life, right? Happening. Also, you'll notice now, oh, hang on one sec. Check my messages. Make sure, first things first, can you hear me? So I've set things up back to like how they were back in the day. So I'm on like the better camera, because if y'all remember, last time I was like hitting the desk and the whole camera was shaking, so I've detached it. Also, I've got the better mic, but we've also had problems where I just like randomly disconnect it. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on all of that. Okay, Mitchell. You ask, you shall receive. Want to be the first person you reply to today? Well, there we have it. I'm going to circle back to your questions, though, because I got to say hi first to everybody. But then I got you. Also, I'm going to scroll down. Hey, Latricia says, I can hear you. Perfect. So if one can hear me, then most people can. So we're going to go with that. Katarina, greetings from London. Was the live last Sunday canceled? Yes, it was. Saturday, although Saturday night if you're in London. But yes, it was not, did not take place as planned. Some family stuff, all kinds of things. It was my daughter's 2-year birthday, 2-year-old birthday. So we were doing all kinds of planning and preparation and all of that. Party went off without a hitch though. So all's well. Rob, good to see you. Good morning to you, my friend. Glad you could make it here. Jorge Theodore, always love watching your videos from... Oh, I can't see what flag that is. The emoji's too small. Let me know. What is the flag? I'm normally pretty good with flags, all those years of flying. But Ruben, hello everyone. Nice to be here with my fellow marketers. Thanks, Adam, for your time. Regards, thank you for being here as well. Ruben and Kevin, my man. Good to see you here. Also, thank you for sending those videos. I checked them all out of you on the news. Looks like you're doing amazing work and you are well loved by everyone in the community. So thank you for doing that and keep up the good work. Yep. Look who's back. Back again. Brian, good morning. Have you ever considered featuring your lovely dog as a co-host for your Saturday sessions? Yes, I have, but he's not allowed in this office because he's a disaster. That dog is a disaster. When he was first a puppy, I brought him with me everywhere. So I'm in a building right now that is, the gym is downstairs, the office and studio is upstairs. And when we first got him, I brought him with me to the gym. I brought him up here to the office, but like he just doesn't sit still. So he goes through everything and like moves things around and knocks things over because he's a giant yellow lab and he's clumsy as all heck. So yeah, he doesn't get to come in the office and he sheds like crazy. So last thing I need is dog hairs and all of my equipment. Talib, cool. Indeed, cool. Mel, good morning. Excited to make it to Alive again. What is your favorite memory from your flying days? Favorite place for an overnight trip? Ooh, good question. 2 questions. Favorite memory is probably, there's many. The best ones are probably getting to spend time with my clients' family on the flight. And it was because, so basically anytime that I got to sit in the back of the plane and not the front of the plane, which occasionally happened if we're moving somewhere or like transporting us with them or like whatever, really rare exceptions. But a lot of conversations had with them over the years because we'd be waiting to take off or we'd be waiting in the FBO or whatever it is, or waiting on the taxi ride or the, I don't know what you call it, shuttle bus ride from the actual airport to the airplane. So a lot of really good conversations with all of them, essentially. Depending on who was there, you learn very quickly how to have conversations with people of varying from different societies, essentially, because they were billionaires and I was not. So you learn what to say, what not to say, how to interact, how to engage, how to have pleasant conversation. But they were always amazingly friendly and gave me tons of advice about everything. I have a hard time believing I'd be where I am today without a lot of the stuff that they've shared. So, and favorite place to travel? I don't know. There's so many. Italy, probably. Like anywhere in Italy. We went to a lot of places in Italy. Probably Verona. Verona was really cool. Very cool city. Not a lot of people go to. Home of Romeo and Juliet. Mike, good morning from Phoenix. Excited to get to join live. Thanks for hosting these sessions. My pleasure, my friend. Okay, Mitchell, I see you. I'm coming back. Good morning from Buffalo, Nick. So good to see you. Mike, thank you. Thank you, Latricia. Alicia, morning. Missed you last week, but enjoying reviewing other content. Yeah, if ever I can't make it, 700 other videos to look through, so you'll still get a marketing fix. Thomas, hey, from Tennessee. Hey, Thomas. 9 Sue, always good to see you on Saturdays. Always good to see you here as well. Bruce, hey, my man, good to see you, and good to get to wave to you live in Marketing Insiders there the other day. Good to finally connect faces to names and all of that. Elon, it's been a while. You're not kidding, my friend. I'm glad you are here now. What you been up to? Where you been? Traveling anywhere interesting? I am. In 2 weeks, I'm heading to Seattle for Amazon Accelerate. And then where else am I going? Then I think I'm going to chill for a bit, because then I've got a big trip in January, February, March, all through Europe and that. So, Katarina, happy birthday to your daughter. Thank you. Yeah, she's a sweet little baby. Ken, hey Adam, greetings from Tokyo. Thanks for consistent, solid content. My pleasure, Ken. And hello to you in Tokyo. That's also on the list. Kid's got to be a bit older. Ronki? Either way, hi from Nigeria. Hello, Ronki. I'm going to go Ronki. Hey, Terry, good to see you from Southern Maryland, or Maryland. Overpronounced the Mary. Gorgeous day here. I'm happy to hear. It's actually beautiful here as well. So let's seize the day while we can. The cold is coming for both of us. The cold more for you and the rain more for me, but we'll get through this together. All right. Shall we dive in? I think we should. Let's see what we got. We've got Mitchell. I've got 2 questions. How do I get macro influencers excited about my product? I'm paying them all right, but I know I would get more collaboration if they were excited about my product. So, influencer marketing. How do you get people excited about your product? This is going to be a very hard to do thing, but a very simple answer. It's you make a product and marketing that is able to get them excited about it. That's it. Like there's no hype that you can create or you can't make someone care, but you can align yourself with people who are more likely to care. And then you can show them the benefits of why they should care. And you can emphasize those points for them. So money is only going to get you so far. Like you can pay someone, but you're still not going to be able to make them care. So yeah, you've got to find either macro influencers that actually have the energy and enthusiasm and passion for what you're doing. And then also you've got to show them why they should care. So that's question 1. And I'm going to find question 2 later because it looks like it's not there. We've got, oh, Mel, I answered that one. That's right. Favorite place, overnight trip. Yeah, overnight's tough also. I'm not a big fan of overnight places. Like we would go typically for at least 3 or 4 days to different spots because I feel like you really need to spend a few days in a place to adequately take it all in. So we need more time. There's number 2. What are the metrics you use to measure campaign success? So the main metric always is ROI, return on investment. And then I literally just reverse engineer the metrics from there depending on the campaign. So ROI, ROAS, if we're doing advertising, return on ad spend. And then from there, I'll be cost per lead, cost per acquisition, click-through rates, cost per click, link click-through rate, all of those. And literally, I'll just back it up from whatever I'm doing. So everything is different. But I talk a lot about that inside the Modern Marketing Plan, which is inside Marketing Insiders as well. If you want more information on it, let's see, back to where I was. Alicia, is it? Hang on, let me do this because then I can read and it looks like I'm properly looking at the questions. How do I fix this? Hang on. There we go. That didn't work. Hang on. We're in this together. We're going to get there. I just want to make it so it looks like I'm actually looking at where I'm looking. There we go. That's better. I got to shuffle. All right. It is really challenging to get business up and things seem to just come up. Do say some encouraging words for people with the struggle. So it is really challenging to get business done and things seem to just come up. So I assume you're talking about productivity and like what to do to make sure things get done. And yes, there's a never ending supply of things that are going to be competing for your attention. Good news, bad news. Bad news first. The more successful you get, the bigger your business gets, the greater the volume and quality of interruptions and opportunities are going to come across your plate. For example, I don't even know how many emails and messages we get a day, few hundred. Some of them are very, very good. very good. Like opportunities that Adam from 10 years ago would have just killed for, but I can't take them because there's too many of them. So you've got to get better at aligning where you're going, what your goals are, what your mission is, what your vision is, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. Because if you're not clear on that, then you're just going to say yes to whoever pays you the most money. And that's fine at first, but eventually you're going to burn yourself out. So that's number one. The second thing is you really do have to prioritize. I like the Eisenhower matrix of like do, delegate, delete. Is it urgent? Is it important? Is it important and urgent? Is it not important but urgent? And then you figure out who to assign those to. So that's the Eisenhower matrix. I talk a lot about that one because then you've got to make sure that you're actually scheduling things in. And yeah, of course, things are going to come up all the time, but you're not alone. I guess that's the big thing. That's the challenge that never goes away. Mohammed, hello from Dubai. Hello, Mohammed. Good to see you. Now, man, I have 1 year of experience as a digital marketer. Can I get a job? I want to work with you. Well, personally, we're not hiring right now, but that doesn't mean you can't get a job with someone else. So if you have 1 year experience, the big thing is what are the results that you've gotten? What are the areas that you're interested in? Like, what have you done in that 1 year? Have you built a website? Did you make a Twitter profile? Did you grow a following? Did you learn how to run ads? Did you do content marketing? Did you edit videos? Like, what did you do? That is what you're going to enable. That is what is going to enable you to leverage into other jobs and opportunities. Renee, hey, my friend, good morning. I'm going to Funnel Hacking Live this year. Cool, have fun. When is it? I don't know. I wasn't planning on going to that one, so let me know. When is it? Maybe and where is it? And maybe we'll see. The daily backup reminder. Hi, Adam from Somalia. Hey, my friend, glad you could make it here. Long way away. Long way away. Monica, hello from Kenya. Hello, Monica. Good to see you. Arena, hello from Serbia. Oh, I love that area. I've never been into Serbia, but I've spent a lot of time in Croatia, which I appreciate is not Serbia, but around the area. Beautiful, beautiful part of the world. So good morning to you. Latricia, how do you measure the effectiveness of organic content for local businesses on Facebook? You measure the effectiveness based on, again, I'm all about sales and leads. So I don't measure the effectiveness by likes and comments and shares, but I use those as diagnostic metrics to help point me in the right direction and make sure that I'm doing the right things in the right place for the right people. Ultimately, though, I want sales to increase. Sometimes, actually often with organic, it's hard to attribute those sales to a piece of content unless we're using special tracking numbers, tracking links, things like that are often beyond the scope of most local businesses. So what I like to do is I'll just put the phone number in, or I'll put in a nifty offer. I'll be like, mention dog cookies at checkout and get a free pack of dog cookies. And then I'll just literally on a piece of paper mark down dog cookies. And I'm like, cool. 30 people claimed this offer. Well, obviously that worked. So you do have to get creative, but it's possible. Gaio, what would that be? That'd be 823. Buenos dias. ¿Qué tal, mi amigo? Best part of Saturday morning, cafecito. Learning from Adam. Learning with Adam. Perfect. Good to have you here. Katerina, have you ever used Nextdoor as part of a social media strategy? I have, for a mortgage agency, and it worked just fine. In fact, we didn't do this a lot, but actually, let me make sure I'm thinking of the right one. I am. We'll just run with it. You can run ads that are specific to, like, you can be really targeted with them. That was the strategy that worked best for us. Victimas de injusticia, some Latin. I'm watching from, I think that's France. We're going to go with it. France? I always mix it up. There's France, the Netherlands. Who else has like blue, white, red, white, blue? All kinds of different orders. Correct me here. I'm not going to Google it. We're just going to go out there and say it. I'm thinking of becoming a digital marketer thanks to your content. Would you recommend me a top 3 courses for a total newbie? I'm going to send you down the path of grabbing a strong pot of coffee or a string of espressos, if that's more your taste, and pen and paper, and going through all of the videos on my channel. Because what you've got to do first is you've got to identify which are the areas of digital marketing you're most interested in. Because there's a ton of courses. I've got a bunch of them through Marketing Insiders, which is probably where you want to start looking if you're looking for courses. But you've got to figure out what you want to learn and master first. Like, are you more analytical? Are you more creative? Do you want to do writing? Do you want to do video? Do you want to do content? Do you want to do social media? If you want to do social media, what platform? Okay, which, now that you've decided on a platform, do you want to do organic or ads? There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of different options. And this does lead to something known as the paradox of choice, which is the more options that we have, the harder it is to make a decision and feel good about the decision that we've chosen. So start with some soul searching and just consuming like a ton of content. Like, literally spend the next week watching every video on my channel, and it's all free. And then after that, you can decide, cool, now I know what I'm looking for next. That's what we want to do here, is just in time learning, not just in case learning. So learning what you need as you need it, rather than banking a bunch of content that you may or may not ever use. Antor, hey Adam, love you from Bangladesh. Love you right back, Antor. Good to see you. Hey, Angelina. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Angelina. Glad you could make it back. Adam, looking sharp. Thanks, Elon. New camera, old camera, but hooked up again. So what ends up happening is, I wonder if I can switch. So this is, this is the camera that I was using for the last couple weeks. It's just the Mac camera, and it's fine. But when you go over to like a proper mirrorless camera with a proper lens, low aperture f1.4, you get that creamy bokeh in the background, and yeah, it just looks it looks better. I mainly did it just because I keep slamming the table, and every time I do, it shakes the whole camera. So now I've got it set up on a tripod. All right, Mufungulwa Kawana. That is an amazing name. I love that name. Hey Adam, greetings from Zambia. Good morning, Mufungulwa. I'm gonna have to practice that. I'm sorry. I want to use a digital radio platform for my adverts on buses. Oh yeah, we talked about this. I remember. Do I need a broadcast license? The internet being the space that it is? Not as far as I know. That sounds like it's going to be very specific. Hang on one sec. I've got my phone set up so that I can check. You are going in and out of focus once in a while. Ooh, thank you. Yes, I am. I don't actually know how to fix that. I think it's because I'm moving around too much. Thank you, Natalie, for letting me know. We're going to, I think I just have to hold more still or move my microphone to the side because it's going to try and focus. That sounds, and maybe I'll stop waving my arms around too. And then I think next time what I could do is I could try and fix my focus on my camera. So just auto or manual focuses. So that sounds like a regional question rather than an internet question. In my understanding, and I'm not a lawyer, so do not take this for anything other than pure entertainment value, which is what it is. No, you don't. And if you're going to be advertising through a company that puts it on the buses anyway, they will have all of the legal stuff that you need anyway. They're not just going to let you randomly go out there. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. That's a very specific niched question, but yeah, you're going to know, depending on the platform, geographic specific. Derek Klassen. Hey, Adam, found your podcast. Just wondering if this stream would ever be available in podcast form. Yeah, Derek, good question. Glad you found the podcast. I think I put a link to it somewhere. Maybe I deleted the link. Oh, here it is. That is what the podcast is. If anyone is interested, I have not updated the episodes in a while, but there's some goodies in there from many, many years. So if you're a podcast person, you can look up Modern Marketing Podcast. I probably won't put the episodes from this stream onto the podcast. And the reason is because not that it's rambly, it just doesn't fit well for like a common theme of a podcast. I could maybe do it. But I think I've got bigger plans for the podcast. I will be pursuing it again in the future, sooner than later. So I'm going to keep it relatively clean. Gaio, Amalfi Coast awaits. Oh yeah, Amalfi. That's probably an amazing spot. Although I didn't go there for work. I actually went there for fun. I've got a friend who lives in the Amalfi Coast. She's actually from my tiny town where we live. And then she moved to the Amalfi Coast. So when we were there, we went and visited, and amazing place, amazing people. Actually, that's something I've found no matter where I travel is the people are always amazing. It's amazing people all over the world. Abdul, hey, it's been an honor to talk with you. I have a question to ask. I'll be very pleased that if you gave my answers, well, you got to ask. Just ask away. Never need to ask if you can ask a question. Just ask. Katarina, do you think we should be using KPIs, key performance indicators, such as followers, when most of the time they just distract from the real KPI, which is converting? I do not think we should be using KPIs like followers. Ever. It is a relatively useless vanity metric. Even on YouTube, actually, where followers look, I guess on most platforms, they look really good. They don't actually matter, because how often on YouTube do you go to your subscriptions feed and like look through the people you're subscribed to watch a video? I'm willing to bet probably never. I certainly don't. It's like the home feed is where you normally go to get all of your content. So yes. Mel, do you have a video on the best piece of advice received from your passengers? I enjoy that part also. Yeah, I think I do. I think I've got videos on like millionaire lessons, billionaire lessons, top 10 billionaire tips, things like that. I also really enjoy that content, and it makes me rethink of the things that they said in passing or the things that they showed that they did not say. So here's what's interesting. When you're working with, I don't even know what you'd call, like the highest category, I think, is the ultra high net worth individual, which is the person worth 30 million or more. Billionaires, I don't even know what category they fall into. They're ultra insane high net worth, but there's a lot of things that they do that you can just learn from how they're operating. The main one is their perception of time and the value of time. So there was almost no price, basically no price, that we would be not willing to spend to save them a few minutes, definitely an hour. Because if you work out, don't make me do the math, maybe someone could do this for me. I think I did it once before, but if you work out like $1 billion divided by 2,000, hang on, let's do this now, to figure out their hourly rate. So 2,000 is kind of the rough amount of time you work in a year. I'm also going to probably mess up my math here. So that's $1 million, that's 10 million, that's 100 million. That's, oh, it won't even let me do $1 billion. Okay, let's say 100 million divided by 2,000 hours. So that means your time's worth 50 grand an hour. So $1 billion, I think, is like 500 grand an hour. So there's basically nothing that we wouldn't do to save time. Now, I'm not a billionaire, but I've got some cash. And I know other people that have some cash and would like to have more cash, which is the whole purpose of marketing and business. So we have to value our time accordingly. Meaning there's a lot of things that you're probably doing you should not be doing. And you should be delegating, outsourcing, hiring. You should really try to stay in your zone of genius, doing what you do best. And they were the living, breathing embodiment of this. Like if there was anything that was going to save them time or give them more energy, we would do it. So for example, I was the pilot. So if they forgot their sweater on the phone and they just really liked their sweater, they would have no problem sending their private driver to me to pick me up, drive me to the airport, go through all of our security clearances, get to their plane, get their sweater or their phone or their wallet or whatever they left on the plane, drive it then to them, personally hand it to them wherever they are, and then send it back. I guess my time was salaried, so that didn't cost, but like whatever the gas and it didn't matter. If we had to go a little bit faster, that was going to burn an extra 20 grand worth of gas, didn't matter. It was going to save time. So I've adopted a lot of that attitude into my own life and business. I 80-20 everything. Byron, good morning from Roanoke, Virginia. Good morning, Byron. Good to see you. Brian, West McDowell just reviewed How to Grow Your Small Business, a book comparing businesses to airplanes right down your runway or alley. Funny pun, Brian. You're on it this morning. Yeah, Wes has some awesome videos. I will go check that out. It's, there's a lot of parallels between aviation and business, lots. And you could make even more metaphors about being off course most of the time and accountability and safety and goal-oriented and blah, blah, blah. Okay, Mike, any advice for someone who sells cars, how to go from being just another sales guy to more? We're all here to sell the same item. I can't set the price, so how to market myself, stand out, and add value? You, my friend, this is a good question because this applies to anybody that's selling anything. Every market is competitive. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can make this. There we go. Can I switch this? We're just going to adjust. That didn't work. Hang on. That's an awkward question. Size. Let's try that. I'm going to have to just put you back down. That was getting too awkward. This is a question of differentiation, unique selling proposition, positioning, finding a way to be different than everybody else in your market. So, couple books to check out. Number one is Obviously Awesome. I think it's by April Dunford. Check that out. Also Positioning, classic book on the topic. But yeah, you've got to find a way to be different. This is probably going to come through the use of unscalable activities. Everybody's like, I care more. I provide better service. Yeah, but do you? You probably like you do, Mike, but your competitors, no, they don't. So it's like, can you write handwritten notes? Can you take a picture of the car and then email it to the person that they were looking at? Can you do an extra iPhone video showing them some other things about it? Can you maybe make a second recommendation or see if they're into that? Like, your secret weapon is probably going to be over communication and an over providing of value to them in that form without being annoying. There's a balance. You're going to have to find it, but I believe in you. Daniel, hey Adam, I have a client in the fitness health club gym niche, and I wanted to know how you go about getting them more members through Facebook ads and high level automations. Very simple. I shouldn't say simple. Very simple, but not easy. That's going to be the trick. So what you're going to do is exactly what you said. You're going to create a Facebook lead gen ad. You're going to run it through a high level automation that is designed to capture their phone number more than anything else, and you're going to follow up with them immediately. You're going to make them some kind of irresistible offer, free week trial, free water bottle, get this thing, protein powder, free nutrition consultation, free whatever it is. There's going to be some kind of hook that brings them in that you can then sell them on the actual gym itself. I've done this so many times that I can't even count. So if you're looking for specifics, let me know. But yeah, just do it. Honestly, that's going to be the biggest thing. Set the ad, run the ad. As long as you're targeting a small local area, it's like, I don't want to say they can't fail, but it's one of the easier ones to get fast results in. Katarina, any international SEO tips? Depends on if we're talking about international, so we want to rank in other countries, or if we want to have our website rank in other countries, like which way is it going? One of the best things you can do is have different languages on your website for the different countries. Otherwise, you can create different websites for the different international locations you want to target. Rob, listen to this while digging up a block sewer main in my backyard is definitely motivation to build my agency. Yeah, that'll do it. Yep, whatever you need. If you're doing some kind of work that is not a lot of fun, even if it's personal work in your own place where you could or should be getting someone else to do it. Yeah, there are easier and more fun ways to make money that you can then get to focus in on the fun stuff. Yogesh Tanwar, hi from India. Hi, Yogesh. Good to see you here. Christopher, hey, Adam. I super appreciate your content. Extremely helpful. Glad you're enjoying it, Christopher. That's awesome. Ishan, started my job as SEO manager, but the fun fact is I have only took YouTube classes. Is that sufficient? The answer is, are you able to get results? If so, it's sufficient. Are you not able to get results? If so, it's insufficient. The name of the game in life, not just marketing, not just business, the name of the game in life is results. That's it. Accreditations, degrees, fancy awards, none of that means anything. Nothing. Less than nothing now, actually. The only thing that matters is, are you able to achieve a really good result for the client? If you are, you've got all you need. That said, keep learning, obviously. Keep growing. You can always get better. Katarina, what can I do in the beginning of my marketing career that will help me become above average on my job and eventually more successful? Basically everything that I'm talking about here. I continue learning and growing and learning different facets and areas of marketing that you find interesting and enjoyable. Double down on them, learn them more, get better, create more content, put more stuff out there, test different strategies. That's been my evolution. There's no shortcut to this. It literally does just take hours with your butt in the chair, making stuff, putting it out there, working like a crazy person, but it's totally doable. I mean, I can't think of a single skill or anything that you would want to learn that you can't study enough and learn and become really, really good at. So, all right, water break. I still have my cup. Oh, hang on. How do I angle that? Look at that. I'll focus on the cup just for that like totally subtle product placement, subconscious call to action. Don't even need to say it. The cup says it all. Christopher, I own a home removals business. Oh, that'd be tricky. How do you remove a home? Do you remove stuff from the home? Do you remove the whole home? I would love to see more content from you based on marketing for service-based businesses. Okay. Yes. Well, most of the content I make is directed at service-based businesses. You may not know that, but I bet you now that I've told you, you'll start to see it through a different light. And the reason is my business has my main businesses have always been service-based businesses. I find them the most interesting and fun to do marketing for. I love me a good product. Don't get me wrong. I'll do that all day. But like service-based businesses, I find significantly more interesting. So yeah, go through my channel again. Also type in Adam Erhart, service business, marketing, service business, services, whatever it is. You're going to find dozens on it. Okay, the lady writes, oh, Katrina? I didn't write it down last time, and I said I would remember. Katrina, not Katarina. Katarina? Fix me again. I'm gonna actually write it down too if you tell me. But good morning. Good to see you. And chat. Yes, hello, chat. There's a couple streamers that I follow once in a while, and they always refer to the chat as chat. And because I'm not a streamer, I never really knew what that meant. And I was like, that's a weird thing to say, but now it makes sense, and I actually quite like it. 9 Sue, Adam, what are some must-have platforms for social media marketing and running ad campaigns on Meta and Google? Any tips for advancing my career in digital marketing? I think agencies know more. So let's start at the top. So must-have platforms for social media marketing, running ad campaigns on Meta and Google. Well, you kind of answered it there. Like if you're going to run the ad campaigns on Meta, basically, we're looking at Facebook and Instagram. That's really it. Like, do they have other channels and platforms and things that you might be able to mess around with? Yeah, sure. But like, it's Facebook and Instagram. Google, it's Google or YouTube. So there's that. I would probably pick one to focus in on more, depending on who my market was. Like, are they more search-based? In which case I'm going Google. Are they more discovery-based? I'm going Facebook, Instagram. Any tips advancing my career in digital marketing? I think I've said a lot of that so far. I think the only other thing that I would advise is to just create a lot of content and post it. That's going to be it. Like your personal brand is your online resume. So you need to make more stuff and you need to post it online and build it up. That's it. Daniel, also after I finish the service delivery for my next client who's paying me $500, where should I go next? I offer digital marketing content creation. What should I invest my money into? Well, the big thing is getting more clients. So I've got a strategy that I lay out in the 10K agency blueprint, which is there, which is basically like we're going to get a couple clients for free. We're going to use that to get case studies, testimonials. We're going to get our next couple clients at $300. We're going to use that to get more testimonials and get paid. Then we're going to get 500. Then we're going to go to 1,000. Then we're going to put together packages. So you, my friend, need to keep on getting more clients. One is not enough. I'd like you to have 10 retainer clients at least every month. And as they go, you'll add more. So you're never going to ever stop marketing yourself, but your rates will increase and go up. Where should you invest your money into? I think you should get more clients first. Then you should probably look at joinmarketinginsiders.com, but get more clients first because you want it to pay for training. Like again, just in time training, not just in case training. I want you to have the training that you need when you have the clients that you're going to be able to leverage it for, rather than learning things for the sake of learning and not really have anything to do with it yet. Okay. Macro fitness. Oh, click the button. There we go. Hey, Adam, thank you for your valuable time. An online fitness coach. My largest client is parent, individual, adult, needing to lose weight either for health or aesthetic purposes. Awesome. Well, you're welcome, and I'm glad you could make it here. So my target client is parent, individual, adult. I would, you want a bit of a secret? Go after dads. That's a huge market, of a profitable market as well. And looks like from the picture, oh, hang on. You're a dude, so I'd go after dads. If you were female, I'd say probably go after moms. Not that you can't do both. Not that there's significant differences. Oh, good golly. There we go. I'm resizing all over. But like you're just going to have more street cred essentially with dads. So there's a tip. Try it. Report back when you're rich and famous. It'll be good. Brian, local mechanic, wants to be known for quality, inexpensiveness, and speed. Would you do local Facebook ads followed up with high level? Yes, I would. Also, there's an expression that I think is important here, and it says speed, quality, or price. Choose any two. So you can't really be all three. Like he can try and say that if he wants, but the fact is, between you and me, you just can't. Something has to be sacrificed here, because if you're top quality, you have to be more expensive. Otherwise, you have no margin and you're not able to use the top quality materials and provide the service that you There I am out of focus again. All the stuff that you need to do. If you're super fast, then you're going to need to sacrifice, again, quality, because we can't do double, triple, quadruple checks, and or price, because we're going to need to bring more people in. So yeah, you've got to decide and probably have an awkward conversation with him about which two he wants to do. I don't think you need to, that wouldn't be my ad anyway, because that's a terrible ad. We're quality, inexpensive, and fast. Like that. Okay. That doesn't really make sense. What I'd rather say is like quality work done for a fair price. Yeah, I'd probably just leave it there. The speed thing I would almost use as a over deliver mechanism. So I'd be like, high quality work done at a fair price. That's probably what we want, especially if I'm looking at an auto mechanic and I'm thinking about the objections. This is valuable for anybody that's listening, that's selling anything. Think about the objections that someone typically has when they're dealing with that kind of industry. So when we think about auto mechanics, we think about automotive in general, we think used car salesman, we think pushy, we think all of the horrible stereotypical things, which were true 70s, 80s, 90s, some still today. But like we think of all of those bad things, though that image is not going away. So we need to get in front of it as quickly as we can by showing a very trustworthy, down to earth, smiling auto mechanic. Maybe his family's there. Maybe there's pictures of him with his family in front of the car. Maybe there's pictures of him with another family fixing their car and sending them on their way. Like we're trying to instill these images and this idea of trust and quality. Speed probably, unless I'm totally out to lunch here, speed is probably not the biggest factor for someone choosing an auto mechanic. You know what they're concerned about? Getting ripped off, because they don't know about cars. So they don't want to go to some guy who's going to be like, yeah, I replaced a spark plug and that's $400,000 or whatever it is. So those are you've got to figure out the real objections that you need to overcome. Okay. Abdul, I have a question. Can you tell that. What are the procedures to measure current Facebook ads trends? I'm not totally sure what you're asking, Abdul, but I think I can figure it out. So what you probably want to do if you're trying to figure out what's working and what's not on Facebook is you're going to want to make a list of your top 5 to 10 competitors. You're going to go on pardon me, tongue-tied, go to their Facebook pages, go to About, Page Transparency, click on see if this page is running ads. If they are, click on see the ads, see ad details, look at whatever it is. And that's going to show you all of the ads that they're running. Then find the ones that have been running for the longest amount of time, which are typically the most profitable ones, because otherwise they wouldn't still leave them running, and base your ad design off that. All right. Elon, do you have any fitness goals like Ironman prep or a new bench PR? What about financial milestones? What do you have your mind on at this stage? Oh, good question, Elon. So I don't have an Ironman goal, mostly because of the time involved with training for them. So I did a marathon a few years ago because it was something I just wanted to do, and fine, but it took a lot of training, and an Ironman takes significantly more, like 4 to 6 hours a day of training because I want to do it right. I don't have that kind of time right now with the kids. So nothing that way. New bench PR? Nope, not anymore. I used to back in my 20s, and then it was all about more weight. Now it's more about health, still getting stronger, faster, all the things I can. Financial milestones, always, but I'm pretty okay there. So what I'm trying to do essentially is make sure that the investments are doing well, make sure that I'm continuing to create businesses that provide for the family and all of those things. But yes, I always have goals, always. And I'm always working towards them. I may not have the same maniacal obsession towards some of the earlier ones now that they've been achieved, but onwards and upwards. So is Rosh. Don't know what that means. We'll just go with it. Nick from Buffalo, been focusing on website building, lead gen, social media, trouble getting more clients, but have a few. Was going to run a Facebook ad offering a 30-day and they don't pay unless they love it. Thoughts? Yeah. So website building, lead gen, social media. Like if you're serving a smaller local area, I'm okay with offering all of those things. I betcha of the clients that you have, like, this is a more complicated topic, Nick. We're going to have to dive into a bit deeper here, but it's like, I want you to look at two things. The first of which is, which are the services that you're offering that are making you the most money that your clients are the most happy with? lead gen, Facebook ads, website building, etc. The second thing is you need to look at what most of your clients came to you for in the first place. For example, everyone might love your Facebook ads and that's the best thing, but if they came to you for website design in the first place, it would be crazy to get rid of that. One sec. It would be crazy to get rid of that because that is the entry into your business and your funnel. That's kind of like your main offer. So you're going to have to balance that out about what you're known for, what you want to be known for, what you're able to do. The benefit of a website design is there's more money up front. The benefit of Facebook ads, provided you're doing a good job, is it's recurring monthly revenue month after month. So I'm not against you running an ad for a free 30-day or don't pay unless you're satisfied. What I'd rather do is that seems like a really long time to do is I would have a couple quick wins up my sleeve. So if you know you're able to get quick results for a decent business, like ideally something with a lower price point. So I would not be running this for like a solar panel company because their turnaround time could be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You could get them leads that aren't going to close and you're not going to look very good. But if you can send them to like an outdoor patio furniture store, someone's going to buy a barbecue and you could be like, use this code to get a free spatula flipper thing. And then you'll at least be able to track your stuff. I don't mind free 30-day thing. I might not run an ad for it. I might try and just tap my local market because that sounds like a pretty good offer that we should be able to just keep extending out to our network. But again, I'm not against it. Play around though. Try a couple different things. See which one gets the most traction. It's going to be different for everyone and what you feel comfortable with. Quedini Oniat, is it risky to use traditional and digital marketing? Nope. I don't know if I can say much more on that one. So just nope. Sufi, hi, good morning. How are you? How are you? I'm well. Thank you, Sufi. My marketplace was very good. Thanks for advice. I hope you remember me. Hassan from Pakistan. Yes, I do remember you, Hassan, and I'm glad that worked. Keep it up and keep me posted. Mel, next week, can you share the best email and worst email you received during the week? Oh, Mel, hang on. Funny story. I actually did this. Where's my The worst ones are horrific. So I just can't. It's abysmal. I could just read them out to you. It would be like a horrible thing. But I made a list. I've actually got 3 of the best emails that I've received, and they are the best because I've hired all 3 of these people to do work. So I will show those. I've tried to pull them up in the background, but they're hidden in some folder. So I'm going to try and find them. I hope I can remember, but I might put together a video on that in one way, shape, or form. Macro, struggling with reaching out to clients or reaching out. Yeah, I post on Facebook and Instagram, but most of my power base is from out of the country who can't afford my prices. I'm looking for options other than cold DMing. Okay, so power base. I mean, couple things here. First of all, if you have built an audience of people that cannot afford your services, then they are not your ideal audience, and we need to stop creating content for them, and we need to stop attracting them in any way, shape, or form. Like, it'd be a good example if I started attracting people to me that had no intention of ever building a business, ever. They don't want to build a business. They just like, I don't know, they saw the guitar and they're like, that side. They saw the guitar and they're like, I like guitar. I'm going to follow Adam. And I just built up a whole following of musicians, 1 million of them. That would be the worst thing ever for my business. Worst thing ever. Because they're going to comment on posts. I'm going to create content they don't like to see. It's going to be a disaster. So you need to pivot or structure or adapt your content so that it no longer appeals to those people and starts appealing more to the ideal target market that you're going after. Yeah, man, there's a lot to say about that one. I'm sure there's more to it than I can pick up through a little text here, but like that is a significantly dangerous position to be in where we have a big following of the completely wrong people. Like we just basically have to change. And the way to do that is by building up a following of ideal people, being crystal clear on who they are, what you're doing it for, et cetera, et cetera. What country are you in? How are they following? You've got some work ahead of you, but you can do it. Totally doable. Other than cold DMing, yeah, 2 things. Number 1, cold DMing. You're going to have to keep doing that for the time being. Number 2 is get crystal clear on the kind of content that you're creating and the people that you're making it for. For example, if I'm making content and I'm attracting a largely, I don't know, let's say, what could I be selling? This pen. We're not actually selling this pen. I like these pens. But let's assume this is a Mont Blanc pen and it's worth $1,000. What I want to do is I want to create marketing that appeals to someone that's going to spend $1,000 on a pen. So I'm probably not going after regular everyday people. I'm not going after writers. I'm going after CEOs, sophisticated business people, people with money to burn. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to create content that appeals to them. I'm going to have to dress differently in my videos. I'm going to have to talk about different things. I'm not going to talk about how I got a sweet deal at Walmart on kids' pajamas. I'm going to talk about, hey, I was at Gucci last week and I noticed they had a sale and I started wondering what makes premium discount or premium brands discount things when this and blah, 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 blah. I hope you get my point. I do not own a $1,000 pen for the record. I'm not against it though. I always wanted a fancy pen. Oh, Antor, sorry, Elon, I'm coming back to you in a second. I'm 20. I provide small service. I have some clients and I'm thinking of building an agency, but don't know how to start it. Can you give me some tips? Yep. Go get this. That will tell you everything you need to know. Start there, 10kagencyblueprint.com. It's free. Elon, what destination would you say was best in terms of like extreme attractions and adrenaline rush? Extreme attractions and adrenaline rush? Well, I don't know, everywhere has spots, right? So I went snowboarding inside in Dubai. That was cool. I went skeet shooting in Beirut. That was cool. I went water skiing in, where the heck was it? A whole bunch of places, actually. I went kite surfing mainly in the Red Sea. That was the main one, actually. Water skiing in Florida, actually, of all places, in one of those like interior links. Actually, I think my memory's failing me. I don't think I went water skiing. My friends went water skiing. I didn't because I was scared of alligators. So I like totally chickened out and sat on the side, but I remember it well. So anywhere, like there's amazing places and things to see everywhere. I think like if you're going to go for true outdoor stuff, it's hard. Like the States is kind of hard to beat for that. They've got a lot of really cool stuff to choose from. I went whitewater rafting in the Canadian Rapids. Like you can everywhere. Depends what you're into. The most fun thing I ever did though was kite surfing in the Red Sea in a little town called El Gouna, EL space Gouna. I used to kite surf there every year for years. So that's my favorite place for kite surfing, not for too much else, but all right. Do you think it's a good idea to offer content creation and combine it with digital marketing services, or am I spreading myself too thin and making it harder to scale? The answer there can be found in what do your clients want from you and then giving them that. So are you good at content creation? Then yeah, do content creation. Like content creation is technically, it falls under the realm of digital marketing services anyway. So you've got to figure out where you want to focus and specialize. Daniel, I can't remember what you said before. It was like, was it the web design and lead gen? I can tell you personally that if you want to build a really long-term profitable career with an almost infinite money ceiling, I would push you in the direction of lead gen more than website design. A lot of the website design builders are getting smarter, more sophisticated. There's still a need for like good web design, but like lead gen services is a skill that once you have, you can't unlearn. And other companies are willing to pay a premium for it. So I've made most of my money, my like big nest egg by doing lead gen for other businesses. That was the bulk of where I made, got rich, so to say. So I would generate leads for other businesses and I would charge them a monthly retainer of $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever it was, depending on the scope of the campaign. And I got really good at it. So this was a small price to pay for my services. And it enabled, to make a fortune that way. So I would push you in that direction. Angelina, how do you land on the right lead magnet for a more sophisticated audience? There's always the debate between simple PDF and something like a mini course. Thoughts on VSLs? Okay, so there is a debate, but that's because hopefully I don't offend anyone, but it's like there's a debate, but that's because a lot of people are wrong. There is a simple answer, and simple but also complicated. So I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Number one, how you land on the right lead magnet is you do have to split test lead magnets. Full stop. Probably come up with 3 at least to start. The delivery mechanism of the lead magnet matters less than the offer and the hook that you're giving someone. So you could offer someone a terrible thing and put it in a PDF and they're never going to want it, or you could make them jump through hoops, but it's an absolutely amazing hook and they're going to jump through those hoops. So the hook and the offer is by far the most important part. We can brainstorm it, we can figure it out, we can go through all of those options, but you're going to have to split test it, and then we're going to figure out which one gets the best lead for the cheapest cost. I do this all the time. I never stop split testing lead magnets. Number 2, PDF, something like a mini course. A PDF will beat a mini course 99% of the time. A PDF will beat everything 99% of the time. The reason is in regards to lead generation and cost per lead, not conversions, not sales, but to get that first lead. And the reason has to do with the obstacle, the barrier to entry. Asking someone to sign up for a mini course or to download an entire ebook or to go through a complicated video, that is a big ask. So if I can get them into my world with a short, simple PDF, lead magnet, etc., then I can present them with the VSL, with the mini course, with all of the other things that people would want. That's it, full stop. So my advice is we go PDF, we split test 3 of them, ideally at least 3, probably 5, and we're split testing them all the time because we're going to keep improving them. On the thank you page, we're going to then present them with a VSL. I prefer VSLs probably to mini courses in regards to conversions because the completion rate for a mini course, 2%, 5%. So nobody's ever going to see it anyway. Whereas if I can put together a 10 to 15 minute VSL, they might actually watch it. This was a complicated topic. An important one though, a very important one, especially if you're selling this kind of thing. I'm going to actually do a quick segue here, because I want to show you this. For anyone that is not familiar, I've been working hard on this one. We've got a whole new email sequence. If you haven't seen the sales page in the last 24 hours, go check it out. We've dramatically changed the pricing, the deliverables, and the offer to make it more accessible and more appealing. Before I was doing yearly only memberships in the community, which obviously came with the attached price tag. I've made that monthly. There's some make sure that it's right for you. Don't just hop in or whatever it is. Obviously do your due diligence here. Make sure this is a good fit. But I've made it monthly and I've broken it into 2 categories because we found that of the very small number of people who hopped in before the offer was very clear, there's a division in it. So there's people that are trying to get to their first 10 to 20K months, and there's people that are at 10 to 20K trying to get to $1 million a year. And there's a very big difference in the strategy and the tactics and the tools that you're going to use. So I've put them into 2 different camps, one of which being Marketing Insiders, the main thing that everyone gets access to when you join. The second being something called 627 Club, which is 6 to 7 figures. And this is if you're already doing 10 to 20K a month, this is the spot for you. It's just a little more in-depth and personal. I'm able to offer more insight on that. Like I said, if you've not checked it out in the last 24 hours, completely revamped. I think we did a good job. I've been working with a buddy of mine who's an incredibly talented copywriter because it was funny. He was like, we were going through the script and he's like, Adam, what are some of your wins? And I was like, well, I think my clients have generated probably close to $1 billion and I made this company 4 million here and we did this. And he's like, why do you never tell anyone any of this? And I was like, because I'm Canadian and we don't like to brag. But I made a mistake because I didn't show you that, yes, we can use this to make ridiculous amounts of money. So hopefully it does a better job on the sales page. Now, check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm open to thoughts. All right, let's keep going. We got a few more to hit. Brianna, any marketing tips for trainers in the online space? Best tip I can give you is to niche down and focus on a specific market and then start posting the results of your clients more so than you. So I helped Steve do this. I helped Amy do this. I helped Chris do this. Tanner had this and now is down 30 pounds. Other Steve is now up in his bench by 50 pounds. Whatever it is. So yes, that's going to be the big one. And then post a lot of content. That's it. It's like, you're going to have to put a face out there and show people who you are, why you can be trusted, the results that you've got. Yeah, content is the name of the game. And probably, sadly, Instagram, possibly TikTok. I would double down on Reels because then I would be placing those Reels on Instagram, obviously Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube as a short. That was a lot of tips. You're going to be busy. Gaddy, what are your thoughts on pay on performance versus retainer for an agency? I like both, depending on how good you are and depending on the model. There's other ways to do this as well, which is percentage of ad spend. There's other ways to do it, which I've done in the past as well, which is like equity in the company. I can tell you personally, the easiest one by far is retainer. Like if I was ever to do another marketing agency, I would just do retainer. Even though I'm very confident and competent in my abilities, I would still do retainer simply because there's no argument back and forth. Did that lead close? Did you not do that? There's no bickering. You get paid in advance instead of after. Like it's just a simple, clean business model. Others might agree, but again, your personality is going to be how much you want to sort of mess around with the logistics of it. I don't. I just want to do my marketing. So retainer for me. Vincent, Netherlands and France. Is it the same flag? No, it can't be. France, I recognize. Vincent, let me know. That'd be super interesting. It can't be. It's the colors. That's right. Netherlands is like top. It's horizontal. France is vertical stripes. Oh man. Nothing like going out there on a live video and just making all kinds of random claims about things you know nothing about and flags and geography. Abdul, is there any course to learn building Facebook ads strategy and Facebook ads analysis and scaling in Facebook ads? I have a 1-hour workshop in here on Facebook ads that walks you through everything on building the campaign. It doesn't go into scaling of it. And the reason is scaling is a more complicated topic depending on how your campaign is structured, what your goals are, what your budget is. Like, are we talking hundreds of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a day, tens of thousands of dollars a day? Everything is going to involve a different strategy, different number of campaigns and ad sets and budget and so on. So that one's tricky. It's France. Good. Thank you so much. I'll get my coffee ready and start analyzing. Merci. De rien, mon ami. De rien. Je parlais juste un peu de français parce que vis in Canada. Katarina, how do I know what kind of content to create for social media? Would keyword research be beneficial here? Yes, it would. Keyword research would be beneficial because it would show you the themes. I would be less concerned with using those exact keywords, but at least you'd find out what's going on. So yes, start there. Competitor research, like a lot of research. I talk a lot about this in the course Video Brand Builder, like how to go through that, but I've also got some free videos on the channel on market research. Brian, firing on all cylinders in your videos, comedy, acting, marketing message, production. Lives are a lot of fun too. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, it's been a slow and steady evolution, my friend. A slow and steady evolution over the years. I think with the videos, at least, what I try to do is like each time focus on a slightly different thing. So it's like this week, I'm going to try to get better at the script. And the next week, try to get better at green screen skits. And the next week, try to get better at actually leaving practical takeaways. So it's like by slowly and steadily working on that, they improve over time. Hey, Liz from Boise. Good to see you. Glad you could make it off to throw pottery. Oh, no kidding. Looking forward to listening later. 2 thumbs up. Awesome, Liz. Throw pottery. You never told me you were into that. That's amazing. So, fun fact, I am I'm a relatively creative person, but I'm like a terrible artist, but I find it super fascinating. So I got into like oil painting. I'm not good. I got into drawing. Also not good. Photography, better, but I think anyone can be better at photography these days thanks to the amazing cameras. But pottery is something that I was like super into looking into. So actually, hang on. I think there's a pottery studio here in town. Maybe I'll take my kids and we'll do like a pottery class. There was a sweet one in Canmore, Alberta. Awesome place. So, okay, have fun. We'll see you back in a bit. All right. Let's see how we're doing. I've got a couple minutes. I'm going to see if I can pick some that I think will help. It's Beck. I think this one's important. For local business, should one first generate organic paid traffic, then use that for retargeting or lookalike, or start with broad targeting? If you're local, just do broad, because like you're already limited in the amount of people that you're targeting. So I might go, depending on the size of my city, like if it's say Boise, population 230,000 people, I might just go people in Boise who are interested in business. Done. If it's New York City, population 13 million, I'm probably going to have to narrow it down a little bit more. But yeah, probably keep it more broad and go from there. Lindsay, good question. Hello from Liverpool. Hello, Lindsay. I've got friends in Liverpool. What's the best platform to advertise sales of spreadsheets? I sell on Etsy and my own sites, but need some direction on where to focus for adverts. So I would, first of all, Etsy, fantastic. Second of all, put a link down below to your Etsy store because I like spreadsheets. Kind of a spreadsheet nerd there too. So put it in and I'm going to check them out. Yes, for Etsy, obviously. There's also a place called Creative Market. You could look there. Also, the spreadsheets are presumably some kind of business, personal planning focused. If they're business focused, I'd start creating organic content on LinkedIn. If they're personal focused and business focused, I'd still probably create it on Reels. There's a TikTok person who made it all about Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel and grew to like 1 million followers. So that's going to be my play for you. Would be I would look away from ads and look more towards organic on those platforms. Okay, let's see if I can find one more. For increasing. This is good, Sandeep, because I think it applies to everyone. So I'm going to answer this in the context of your question, but I think it's going to be helpful for anyone that wants to increase traffic. So the literal question is, could you suggest some ideas for increasing foot traffic for restaurants other than paid media? So the question is, how do we get more people into a restaurant other than paid media? And the answer is there's a ton of ways. So there's a model of marketing traffic called PESO. PESO stands for paid, earned, shared, and owned. You can Google it. You can look up, I've got videos on it, Adam Earhart, PESO marketing. If we strike out paid marketing, that leaves us with organic, shared, and earned media. Basically, your answer is content marketing. So you're going to need to find probably Facebook and Instagram because it's a local business. And it's going to be a lot of stuff on it. Hey, today's meal of the day is this. Look at this thing. We have this special. We have this meal. This is what's breakfast. Here was dinner. We had this party going on. We have this promotion. It's a 2-for-1 this. There's Mother's Day coming up. There's Christmas. There's whatever it is. You're going to need to make a lot of stuff. Now, does this involve the restaurant owner creating the content, you creating the content? That's for you guys to decide, but you need more stuff and you need to keep a daily steady stream going. Then you don't need paid. Now, once in a while, you're going to come across an absolute winner with your organic traffic, and then I would put paid media behind it to amplify the reach that it's already gotten. Okay, it's a wrap. Everyone, thank you for being here. Great questions, as usual. So good to see y'all, and I'll see you in the videos this week and in the chat section. For those of you on Insiders, let me make that final note. Whoa, same thing. Came out of nowhere. Make sure to check it out. Do not have to join. By all means, do whatever you think is best for yourself, but definitely check it out because I think you'll find some interesting stuff there, if for no other reason than to see how a sales page is structured and the way that I advise going about it. Learning lessons here. And otherwise, like I said, I'll see you in the videos next week. See you on the live. See you in the chat. See you inside Marketing Insiders. Take care. Talk soon.